What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Maverick Raven coming at you with yet another one. And in this video, it's going to be kind of a twofer. We're going to talk about Michael Avenatti, who some of you guys might remember is the ex-attorney for Stormy Daniels. And we also got Bill Barr, who was the attorney general, the former Trump attorney general. And he was tasked with a lot during his stay with the Trump administration. And he picked Trump over Biden, and he's weighing in on that now. So actually, let's talk about this for a little bit. But before we do, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. It helps the algorithm. It helps us out. And anything you guys can do, we really appreciate it. We're a small channel. We're trying to grow, though. All right. So let's get into this. It says Bill Barr reveals why he's picking Trump over Biden. The former Trump Attorney General weighed in over the past weekend. Former Attorney General Bill Barr on Saturday said that he would back former President Donald Trump over President Joe Biden in the 2024 election, despite having said otherwise in previous interviews. I've said all along that I think it's my duty to pick the person I think will do the least harm to the country. And I think that to me, wow, I don't know if this is editing or the guy who was just stuttering. That's clearly Trump and the Republican administration, which I think is important, the former Attorney General said during a Fox News interview Saturday. I think getting control over the border, stopping the lawlessness in our cities, building up the strength of the United States in an ever more dangerous world, stopping the avalanche of regulation that is strangling business and our technological superiority. These are critical things that have to be done, and I think that will get them done under a Trump administration. He's absolutely right. One of the things that the Trump administration did that had the left in arms and everybody dying because it was the worst thing ever, and you know how it is, World War III and blah 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 blah, was that he cut a lot of regulations with the EPA, with the Environmental Protection Agency. He cut a lot of red tape, and they were able to do their job better and more efficiently. Because the reality is, you guys, that less government is always better. Trust me on this. Trust me on this. Trust me on this. You don't want more government. At the same time, he said, I think the Biden administration, it is, in fact, the greater threat to democracy. I think they have a totalitarian temper. Yeah, they sure do. They have bought into the progressive movement, and they're trying to squelch opposition and freedom of speech. Absolutely. Absolutely. The prosecution of Donald Trump, right, that's evidence enough. Who on earth is going to be standing trial in 3 different locations? And it's gotten to a point where, the jury members don't even think that they can keep impartiality, and they're admitting it, which is kind of, I'm not gonna say it's unheard of, but nobody wants to be on a Trump jury, because if you find them guilty, people are gonna be mad at you. If you find them innocent, people are gonna be mad at you. Or I should say not guilty, right? But regardless, people are gonna be mad at you. So who wants to be on that jury? And I can totally understand. However, Mr. Barr also said he's not happy with the choice, characterizing it as a choice of who will do the least harm to the country. Mr. Barr has been highly critical of his former boss during the 2020 election. He did not endorse President Trump's comments alleging fraud throughout the 2020 election before he resigned from office in December of that year. Yeah. Later, he cooperated with the Democrat-dominated House January 6 subcommittee that investigated the January 6, 2021 breach at the U.S. Capitol. He also has defended Special Counsel Jack Smith's cases against the 45th president as legitimate. In public appearances, the former Attorney General has been critical of President Trump and suggested he wouldn't endorse him. All right, well, he obviously he has his problems with Donald Trump. Anyways, it says, but last week he was critical of the current hush money case against President Trump, saying the charges are obviously political in nature. The real threat to liberty, the real threat to our system are the excesses of the progressive left. He said they are perverting the system of justice, and that's where the danger lies. The corruption and subversion of our institutions by the left. Absolutely. I'm not going to get into left versus right now. You know where I stand, guys, by now. We have 100 videos of me talking about how much the left sucks. But when you get to totalitarianism, that's a leftist thing. That's not a rightist thing. Now that's not a right wing thing. Now you want to talk authoritarianism, that's a different thing. That does tend to be right wing. But what government is authoritarian in its way and right wing? You can't name one, really. Not even the socialist ones, which obviously socialism is a leftist It's a leftist ideology, but still, you know, socialist societies like Cuba, for example, or communism. It's the same thing. You know, I know. There's technicalities and this and that. It's the same freaking dog, dude. It's got the same fleas. Um, it's failed. It's always failed. So when you see things like this happening in this country, one of the freest countries in the planet, if not the freest, it makes you wonder what on earth is going to happen. Guys, I've said this before. This is a former president who has the backing of half the country, more or less. Okay? He's still being persecuted. He's a billionaire. And he's being prosecuted like this. What on earth do you think the government will do to you if you step out of line and this is allowed? If this is what's allowed and this is what's accepted, what on earth do you think they'll do to you? Guys, wake up. And then here we got Michael Avenatti. This is juicy. Ex-Stormy Daniels lawyer Michael Avenatti says he is willing to testify for Trump. The former attorney, who is currently in prison, claimed he has been communicating with defense lawyers. Now look, let's be 100% clear on this. This guy's a scumbag. This guy's a scumbag and a half. I don't know what he gains out of this. I can tell you that there's definitely a conflict of interest because he wants to testify against Stormy Daniels. That's a huge conflict of interest. He doesn't care at this point because I'm pretty sure he's been disbarred. But let's get into it. It says Michael Avenatti, the former attorney for adult performer Stephanie Clifford, also known as Stormy Daniels, said he has been communicating with former President Donald Trump's lawyers and may testify against his former client. That type of thing is kind of unheard of. It's kind of unheard of. Speaking to the New York Post from jail. I'm sorry. That's just satisfying, isn't it? Mr. Avenatti said that the defense has contacted me, referring to the former president's attorneys. Mr. Avenatti is currently serving out a lengthy sentence for extortion, tax evasion, fraud, embezzlement, and other crimes. I believe Nike was one of his victims, but I'm not 100% on that. I'd be more than happy to testify. I don't know that I will be called to testify, but I have been in touch with Trump's defense for the better part of a year. The former lawyer who had publicly molded a presidential run during numerous media appearances during the Trump administration told the Post he did not provide any other details, while the former president's lawyers have made no public comments about the matter. Mr. Avenatti was the attorney for Ms. Clifford, as she alleged to have had an affair with President Trump in 2006. The former president has denied her claims, which have been a central role in the New York trial. In the case, President Trump faces 34 counts of falsifying business records for allegedly paying his former attorney, Michael Cohen, another scumbag, to bury negative stories, including claims from Ms. Clifford during the 2016 election. He has pleaded not guilty, while his attorneys have sought to portray Mr. Cohen as an unreliable witness, in part due to his past convictions. And that's going to be a difficult, a difficult endeavor right there, Mr. Cohen has proven to be a scumbag, and he's got a bit of a credibility issue. Freaking Michael Avenatti has proven to be a scumbag and has a credibility issue. So who do you trust? The porn star? The porn star that she took hush money to not say anything and then decided to say something? Like, come on, dude. Like, obviously, she wants money. She wants money, dude. Like, that's all that's going on here. Come on. Before he was convicted and sentenced on federal crimes, Mr. Avenatti was a vocal critic of President Trump and had even called for his indictment back in 2018. However, in his communications with the Post, he said the New York case against the 45th president is motivated by politics. So even people that should be on the side of the Democrats are saying that this is a political witch hunt. How much more obvious do you have to make it? You know what I'm saying? There's no question the trial is politically motivated because they're concerned that he may be reelected, he said. If the defendant was anyone other than Donald Trump, this case would not have been brought at this time, and for the government to attempt to bring this case and convict him in an effort to prevent tens of millions of people from voting for him, I think it's just flat out wrong and atrocious. Wow. I can't believe I'm going to agree with something Michael Avenatti said, but yeah, he's right. He's right. I think that we were both targeted by the justice system. Oh, boy. He also told the outlet, there's a lot of people on the left that were very concerned about my potential rise within the Democratic Party and my potential rise in democratic politics and the fact that I was not someone that was easily controlled. That part's true, my friend. That part is true. My fiendish friend. But the truth is, you were just a scumbag, dude, and you got caught, I believe, making threats to Nike, and that's why you're in prison. Michael Avenatti added that he is really bothered by the fact that Trump, in my view, has been targeted. 4 cases is just over the top, and I think there's a significant chance that this is going to all backfire and is going to propel him to the White House. Look, guys, I don't know about you, but if I have to write in President Donald Trump, Mr. 45, and hopefully 47, if I have to write that in, I'm going to do it. My family's going to do it. We got our ballots already set to come into the house, and everybody knows, everybody here knows, all except one who, we got to let the youth be misguided, but everybody else is going to be voting for Donald Trump in this house. So that's what we got, you guys. Tell me what you think down below in the comments. As always, I welcome it. I want to hear what you guys think. And, that's something I look forward to, you guys. Stay safe and stay based.